This is our campsite tonight near Baie, Comeau, Quebec, at the start of our 1,700 kilometer drive through Labrador. So it looks like a good boondocking site. It's just us and one tenor so far tonight. Hopefully it won't get too busy after it gets dark, although it's almost dark now. A lake is named Le Petit Bras, whatever that means. And as cool as it is, there were people swimming in it this evening. We've got a bit of road noise, but that won't bother me too much. Hopefully it'll be a quiet night otherwise, but happy to be here, and the price is right. Can you hear the loons?
Alright guys, we are headed up 389 out of Baie, Comeau, Quebec, headed for the Labrador border, which we might get to tomorrow depending on how long we decide to drive today. But we're getting ready to have a 1,700 kilometer trip through the wilds and savage places of Labrador. This part of the highway seems to be right across the top and through all these rock cuts. I read that this part of Quebec, I think in the 50s to the 80s or the 50s to the 70s, built 7 different hydroelectric dams. So the area is got 7 different dams. That was Manic 2, and it's also got a lot of these high tension power lines everywhere you look. So I'm guessing these hydroelectric facilities have improved the life here in this part of Quebec with electricity.
Visitors. You want to visit it?
Yeah, well, sure. Or, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay.
We got plenty of time. We've got plenty of time to do the visitor center.
So the Manic 5 or the Manic 5 dam was built between 59 and 68. And while it is considerably longer than Hoover Dam, it has 1/3 less concrete in it. And it is the largest multiple arched buttress dam in the world. So I thought that was interesting.
We are now on what we think is a 70-kilometer section of gravel highway, which starts right after Manic 5 plant, hydroelectric plant. We stopped on the side of the road to make some coffee. It's getting late in the afternoon and looks like a good place to stop for a little Java.
We've been enjoying these flowers the whole ride up today. But I have no internet, so I don't really know what they are. But they're pretty. I don't know if you can see or hear the bees, but they're loving them too. Sandy Lake. Oh, I spy pavement, and just like that, are 70 miles or so. I don't even think it was kilometers. I think it was more than 70 kilometers. And it looks like we are back to pavement. Fingers crossed that it continues. Although it wasn't bad.
Montgrul, we think is the name of it. This is home for the night, right on the side of Quebec Highway 389. Here's the trailhead we're camped at. It looks like it's the trailhead for about 3 different mountain trails, so kind of an interesting place. We're the only ones here, and hopefully things will quiet down once it gets to be dark, and we won't have a lot of truck noise tonight. But otherwise, we are loving this Canadian wilderness camping.
Of course. Well, hey there. We spent the night on Highway 389 North at kilometer 335, headed north at the parking lot for the trail up to Mount Groulx, Groulx. No idea on the pronunciation of that. After we pulled over, we were really worried because the trucks fly up and down the road, and we were camped pretty much, right next to the road. But by about 10 o'clock, it was completely silent. There wasn't even a car, much less a truck, until about 5:30 this morning.
Yeah.
So
Quiet night.
Yeah, we slept really well. Woke up to a light rain, first of our trip. I think this is day 13, day 12.
And this is what we kind of expected.
Yeah,
We expected kind of rainy, cool weather.
And we are up on the northern part of this road up to Labrador. Oh, look at that. We're in a little bit more mountainous region than the beginning of the road. Let me show you on the map where we're at. So here is Baie Comeau. Here is like Quebec City is way down here. Here's Quebec City, and we rode all along the St. Lawrence up to Baie Comeau, which is almost into the Gulf of St. Lawrence. And then we took this little road, 389, all the way up to Manic 5, Manic 5. And you can see that the line becomes dotted. So right after the dam, it becomes a dirt road. And it was probably a dirt road for about 70 miles, we think. So this part of Quebec is really remote and unpopulated, and we are up here next to this reservoir that creates the river that the dams are on, or the river was created for the dams, I'm not really sure. And we are getting ready to exit Quebec and head into Labrador, maybe another 100 miles or so.
Yeah, a couple hundred kilometers.
Yeah.
Maybe 100 miles.
There is little to no information on this road. So, even online, it's info about, like,
there's not a guide.
There's not a guide. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're having a good time. We're really enjoying it. We have not seen really any animals, so to speak of. We saw a beaver.
And it really looks like moose country.
Yeah, it really does. It's, swampy and lots of brush for them to be in. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. That little orange marker is to warn you there where the road is perhaps extra rough, extra bumpy. And this end of the road, really, since we got back on the pavement, has been pretty nice.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, the southern end was a little more frost-heavy, much more twisty.
Maybe older.
Yeah, maybe older. And the hills, I mean, we've been coming up and down some like 12% inclines. They've been really steep. I know you can't really see it on the camera.
I didn't even know they made trains.
Yeah. So we were just kind of minding our own business, tooling along on the nice paved road, when the road all of a sudden makes a 90-degree left-hand turn, turns into dirt with no warning at this giant iron ore mine. And that train looked like it was going to get it some ore, I guess. So now we're back on this bumpy gravel road. But I think we've discovered why there's no traffic at night on this stretch of road between this gravel
well,
and
it's
then
too isolated.
Yeah, and it is isolated.
We're kind of paralleling the railroad track with the road now, so I don't know if it does this all the way into Lab City, but
Yeah.
we'll figure it out. Man, when did you ever drive that close to a train?
Yeah, we're like 10 feet from it.
That's got a big chunk rock in it.
Huh.
See that? Rock on there?
Oh yeah, interesting.
2,463 miles since leaving home. Here we are at the border of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Au revoir, Quebec. Hello, Labrador.
What she said.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and stay tuned for more adventures coming your way.